Well, hello and welcome. My name is Velma. You can connect with me at velmaknowles.com. This is all about your leadership chat. What does that mean? You get to listen in on valuable insights from valuable leaders just like you. I want to encourage you to go ahead and subscribe so that you never miss another episode. And if this is of value to you, please share the nuggets that you're going to take away from all these great leaders. Hey, please give a big welcome to my special guest and your valuable leader, Julie Henry. Hello, Julie. Welcome to your leadership chat.
Thank you. It's so great to be here with you, Velma.
Oh, I'm super glad to have you. Thank you again for jumping in and coming out of the wild, which folks will hear a little bit more, to staying inside and just having a chat with all of us today.
Happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. Julie, kick us off by telling the listeners a little bit about who you are and what you do.
So, at my core, I'm a kid from Chicago and I grew up dreaming about the sea. I lived on a Great Lake, so that was close enough at the time, but I was really interested in what was outdoors and tried to be outdoors as much as possible. But as I grew up, I realized that science was my jam. It was how I saw the world. But as I went to college, I realized I was actually a really bad scientist. I wasn't really good at doing science. So I
Right.
needed to do something different. So my dad was a leadership guy, my mom was a teacher, and in between all of that, I found the opportunity to stitch leadership lessons to nature and vice versa. So to me, it's like putting on my glasses, like a Snapchat filter, and you go outside and all I can see are leadership lessons from nature. And so when I worked in zoos and aquariums, I figured, well, this is a different way to connect with people. And now on the outside, I figure this is, like you said, I can bring the wild inside and I can really share leadership lessons that are fun, inspiring, different, memorable, and also they help us level the leadership playing field because you and I have totally different backgrounds, but we can still
Yeah.
unite and talk about cheetahs.
Yeah, no, I love and that's awesome. And so I know folks are just excited now to learn more about your journey in leadership and how you pay that forward. So my first question is we talk about valuable leaders. And so, folks that know this, they know that I stage and I self promote here shamelessly my book, The Valuable Leader, which is about helping people find the value inside of them to live their life and their business or career the way
Yep.
that they were created to. And so, I would love for you to share who in your life, Julie, is or was, however you want to speak to that, a valuable leader, someone that you would say, Velma, if it was not for this person, Julie wouldn't be the woman she is today. Who's that person in your life and why?
Oh, that's such a great question. This is something you and I connect with on very deeply. And speaking of shameless self-promotion, I'm just finishing our second book that I'm writing with our
Yes,
kids,
I
my
saw
kids,
that.
our kids. Um, But what that means is the people that I dedicate, I can't pick one, I can pick four, and they're
Yeah,
united in
yeah,
my head because they're the people that saw things in me before I saw them in myself
yeah,
and pushed me to do things and ask me questions I didn't really want to wonder about yet. And I think
sure.
of all of those, I'll pick Penny, who was my intern coordinator at the Cincinnati Zoo in 1996, and we're still in touch. But she was this really interesting combination of being super dialed in emotionally and knew who each of us was, but then was like, let's go try this and let's go, they're constructing a new birdhouse. Let's go behind the scenes and see what's going on. And as a shy kid coming out of college, I was like, are we supposed to go back there? I don't know. But
Yeah, yeah,
I just wanted to follow her because she was so engaging and
right.
so interested in what was happening. So I took those qualities and I kind of thought about, wow, maybe I have those qualities and maybe this is what I want to be as a leader. So that's the person that has really impacted me the most. And I'm super grateful for her.
Wow, it sounds like she just pulled the real you out and left it give you that freedom to be you, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great
Oh,
word. Freedom. Freedom is a great word because sometimes we look for permission a lot. And I don't like that word as much. I think I
yeah.
appreciate your word more, like just release. And I'm like, oh, well, now I don't know how to stuff it back inside.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. That's beautiful, Penny. I hope she gets a chance to hear this since you guys are still in touch, because I think one of the big takeaways that folks are sharing around this is that with the leadership chat, maybe it's for the first time they actually get to publicly
Yeah.
credit or thank someone for making such an impact. And then people hear it and they're like, really? Was that me? So it's a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. We hear it all the time, right? You never know who you're impacting. And
Right.
so the opportunity to pay it backwards as much as forwards, I think is just as important.
Oh, look at you leading us into the next question, right? Okay, good. Okay, so the question is around the fact that to know and not to do to me is not to know. And
Mm.
so you know what it is to have a valuable leader in your life. Penny has made that difference, and our question now is focused on as you go forward, how does Julie pay it forward? How do you make an impact in the lives of others so that they see their value as a leader personally and professionally?
Yeah, so my charge is to share space
Yeah.
with people who are not like me. So whether that's from the equity space, whether that's from somebody who I just facilitated a workshop last week and I shared space with somebody who's very emotive as a facilitator and very much wants to, he would term it woo woo. I don't, but I think it's
Yeah.
because it was a fabulous balance to my facilitation, which is big and loud and strong and not to say he's not, but it just was such a great balance. So
Sure.
one way to do it is I want to share space with people who may not be able to be allowed or accepted or always find the spaces that I can. But the
Yeah.
other side is I'm so passionate about recognizing um, leaders in the way that they already are, specifically in youth. So I want to
Mm.
recognize the people that are introverted, the people that are artists, the people who are computer science people, the people who may or may not be the captain on the football team. Maybe they are,
Yeah.
but maybe they're not yet. And maybe no one said to them, oh, hey, you've got leadership skills innate
Yeah.
because leadership skills are learned. Okay.
Right.
And so I really want to raise them up and provide spaces for them to wonder, have freedom,
Yeah.
make mistakes. I need to pay it forward into that generation.
Okay, great. And I love the fact that you've zoned in. I'll use that word, zone in on maybe uh professions and career areas that people sometimes feel like, well, I'm not the leader, I'm the engineer, or I'm the scientist, or I'm this or that, and they self-identify with a title and
Mm,
not with who they are, and
yep.
the fact that within them they have these leadership qualities.
Yeah, I call it being a name tag leader. And I challenge people around me, especially youth, do not be a name tag leader. Do not self-define on your
Yeah.
name tag. The minute you have to introduce yourself with who you are and the title that, let's be honest, someone else gave you and
Right.
created most of the
Yeah.
time, the minute you've lost the opportunity to have the credibility and impact you could have. So
Yeah.
leave the name tag at home and show up as you are.
That's beautiful. I love that. Oh my goodness. Because it speaks to also the fact that everyone, like you said, everyone has leadership qualities, and
Mhm.
leadership qualities are learned. And I know that's something that you do day to day. You share how you can learn the qualities of great leaders and
Yep.
great leadership. And you do that by bringing in the wisdom of the wild, wisdom from the wild. I'll use the correct term. But my next big question is around the fact that people listening in always love to know, well, what's a big takeaway for me? If Julie was in front of me talking to me, what would be one big thing she would tell me on how I could be a valuable leader? So, what words of wisdom do you have for those listening in that's specific to them? What would you say about them?
Yeah, and I never underestimate or take for granted the time that
Yeah.
people share with me, right? Whether it's
Mhm.
one-on-one with you right now, the people listening, the people that are in the audience when I'm on the stage, because the only
Sure.
thing we have in common is time.
Yeah.
So if I can leave them with the takeaway, which is, what are you a catalyst for? So a
Mm,
catalyst is something that causes a reaction. It makes something happen. Without that catalyst, that reaction, that impact might still happen, but it would take longer.
hmm
So wherever you are, however old you are, whatever position you're in, you're uniquely positioned to do something. And the
hmm
other part of that is super important, Velma, is that a catalyst is not changed by the reaction. So
mm.
this does not mean I bleed myself dry, I'm exhausted, I have no resilience strategies, but I'm so proud of the project at the end. That's not the case. Now you're not
Right,
being a catalyst. Now you're just
right,
exhausted.
right, right.
What are you a catalyst for, and what are your resilience strategies to help you maintain that impact? They go hand in hand. And if you can hear that from me, I promise you it's going to help release a lot of things and also give you a lot of oomph, if you will, behind the scenes to say, like, huh, even if I'm just the person who says, maybe we need to end the meeting 10 minutes early to give us like 10 minutes of reflection before we have 4 back-to-back meetings.
Right.
That's a lot. That's a ton right there.
Right, right. Oh, that's beautiful. What are you a catalyst for? What a great invitation to think about the difference that you're making or you could be making, and opportunity for you to reflect on that. I'm eating that up. What are you a catalyst for? Very, very, very cool. I love that, and I know folks will too, because that's a great invitation and a encouraging a challenge, if you will, to dig deep. And it goes back to, I love how these conversations, or maybe it's just me, I don't know, but I love how, for me, these conversations I have come back full circle. And what are you a catalyst for? Really challenge us to dig deep, to come back to freeing yourself, to find
Mhm.
that freedom. We just come like full circle. You started off with Penny talking about how, and I paraphrased it because you said it a lot better, but you really found yourself, and you didn't even need permission. You were just free. You got that freedom.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's what you're inviting people to do here by, what are you
yeah.
a catalyst for?
And I also don't want people to overthink it too much.
Yeah.
Like what we were talking about, speaking of bringing it back full circle, you never know who's watching you.
Yeah.
I've had people say to me as they've gone through this self-reflection, they've realized, oh my gosh, I actually don't have on my shared calendar that all of my people on my team are looking at lunch on my
Right.
calendar. I don't have it. I don't have
Right.
it blocked off. I don't have any time. So I'm going to put that on my schedule. And that person became a catalyst for the other people on their team to think about, oh, really, it's okay to take this time. I mean, that seems like a minor change, but
Right.
that's Maslow's hierarchy. So without overthinking it, that person's like, I should probably put lunch on my calendar. And within 2 weeks, they were seeing the impact.
Yes, yes, yes. You set that example. I always say we are always on stage and you never know who's watching, but what you do know is someone's watching. So are you really showcasing the qualities that you want to instill in others? Do you want to be a catalyst for? Um,
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay. Look at us wrapping this whole thing up. Well, I know a little bit about you and I follow you on social media and love your work. But folks listening in may be meeting Julie for the very first time. And I would love for them to have an opportunity to learn more about you, connect with you. Anything you would love to share right now, please, this is your moment.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I would love to hear from people. I think one of the most frustrating and amazing things about publishing a book
Yeah.
and getting on stage and speaking is then people like go into the never wait a minute, let's stay connected. So this is a very nothing I do is transactional, everything is relational. So I very much would love to meet you on LinkedIn or Instagram, both of those platforms. My handle is Julie C. Henry, and that's where I'm the most active. And I would really love to hear about your journey and about what challenges you and how we can continue to support each other and raise each other up.
Okay, so LinkedIn or Instagram, Julie C. Henry. Remind me on your website, is it also Julie C. Henry?
Julie
Oh,
C. Henry. Yep.
hey, I know I
And
have it all. We'll put
no,
it
you're
there.
so good. And then I've got this book, Wisdom from the Wild, is out. Audiobook too. I narrated the audiobook, which was quite a journey. And then Wisdom from the Wild for Youth comes out later this year, probably fall 2025. And that I wrote with my teenagers who are 15 and 17. A
Yes.
couple help youth access leadership lessons as well.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm excited for you and for the kids. I mean, I hope you're giving, I know you're giving credit, giving those future authors there, a stand to follow. Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and if I can say real quick too, they're out on LinkedIn as well. They're so if you have any young listeners or people working with young people who want to
Right.
connect with Tasman Henry, we can put it in the show notes, and Kepler Henry. They're very different leaders. My daughter is exceptionally big personality, extroverted. My son is introverted and a little more the back of the room leader, if you will. That's what my daughter says, front of the room and back of the room leaders. And so our collective purpose is to champion leaders who are at the front or back of the room. So we're after
Mm.
youth in that regard. So if your leaders want to, I'm sorry, if you're, well, leaders and readers and
Yeah,
listeners
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
want to connect with my teenagers as we launch this, they would love to hear from them because it's hard when you're young in years to really understand what your impact's going to be. But I'm excited to see who they can help too differently than you and I.
Yes, absolutely. We are here for someone. And so we've just got to find our someone or be there for them to find us. And
Mhm.
that's beautiful. Thank you so much, Julie. Look at you. You've come full circle. We are done. But thank you so much for your time today and for sharing your wisdom with all of us.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Velma.
Hey, thanks so much for watching another episode of Your Leadership Chat. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button here and tap that bell icon so that you never miss another episode. I hope too that you'll give us a thumbs up on the video for a like. And then if you feel led, please share the video with those who need to see it. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time on Your Leadership Chat. Bye for now.